You know, I think it's fair to say that tech content creators right now, myself included, are paying too much attention to the brand new 12.9-inch iPad Pro simply because it has the Liquid Retina XDR display, which is fantastic, of course, with contrast and HDR brightness. And while this is exciting, I think we're forgetting about just how fantastic the 11-inch form factor is, especially now with the implementation of M1. And there are clear advantages to going smaller. So in this video, I want to give you 5 reasons why it's a better idea to go with this iPad opposed to its bigger, brighter, and more expensive brother. Reason number 1, this is the cheapest usable out-of-the-box M1 device. And before you say, Noah, what about the Mac Mini? While I'll say yes, it is $699, my question is, can you really use this like out of the box? Like, can you just be like, oh, hello, like, no, you can't, because you need peripherals, you need a display, and that's an iMac, by the way, but you get what I mean. You need a keyboard, and if you want to get anything halfway decent, you're gonna have to spend money on that. Well over $100, I think. Also, too, let me open the box here. This is the baseline 11-inch. It's $799 opposed to $1099 with the 12.9-inch, by the way, so big price gap. We have a fantastic display built in here. As you know, I can't get the box open. I don't want all the stuff to fall out. Oh, there it is. Here we are. But anyway, we have a wonderful built-in display here. It's not XDR, but it's still Liquid Retina, and it looks fantastic. It has a 120 hertz refresh rate, and yeah, it's super colorful, very bright, and of course, iPadOS is touch-based. You have a keyboard, you can interact with the apps. Once again, you can't do that with the Mac Mini out of the box. So if you're looking for an M1 device, this is technically the most affordable one. Reason number 2, this thing is lighter and now thinner than the 12.9-inch because to implement that XDR display, Apple had to make the chassis thicker and heavier. So it went up from 5.9 millimeters thick up to 6.4 and up from 1.4 pounds to 1.5. So this thing is a chonker on top of being big. So this thing technically looks and feels a little better, a little more airy, a little more fun. You know, you can toss it around. I wouldn't do it if I were you, but yeah, this thing is just a lot more manageable weight and thickness wise. And I mean, like, it looks impossibly thin. This thing does look a hair lighter. So if you're into that, if that's important to you, then by all means go with the 11-inch. Reason number 3, battery life. Something that I found with the iPad Pro models 2018 on up is that the 12.9-inch versions drain a bit more quickly, albeit I'm somebody who uses, you know, auto or no auto brightness. I keep my brightness on all the way up all the time, which is probably stupid, but even so, I treat all my iPads the same, and the 11-inch tends to last a little longer, which is great if you're on the go, great if you're a student. So for whatever reason, I think that the bigger display, the higher resolution display, mind you, on the 12.9-inch just drains the battery more, even though there's probably more batteries in it. But I digress. From what I've experienced, you know, not super scientific here, but I've noticed this for the past like 2 years or so, the 11-inch models just don't drain as fast. So again, if battery life is important to you, if screen on time is important to you, if you're on the go, blah, 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 the 11-inch might be the one for you. Reason number 4, this thing is just so much more portable. My boy Isaac, you know him as Canoopsy, would definitely attest to this. He is an 11-inch person. I am a 12.9-inch person. What did he say? Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that the 11-inch is just so much better to use when you're on the go. It's easier to throw into a handbag or a smaller bag. It's lighter and thinner once again, which also helps. Like, you don't feel like you're carrying around a TV everywhere, and that is the one downside with the 12.9-inch. Although the canvas is huge, you do have to deal with its bigger size and thickness and weight. So yeah, this is a lot better to like throw around and just have in one hand. It's more, I don't know, just fun. You know what I mean? It's more of the classic iPad size, and like I said, Canoopsy loves it. You should probably watch his content on this device coming up. And of course, it has the M1 chip, which is sort of the topic of our next reason or point here. But before we move on to the final point here, I want to give a massive shout out to one of my channel sponsors, Paperlike, and of course their amazing screen protector, which makes writing and drawing so much more engaging. I was always a paper and pen and pencil person, and I've been using this for over a year, and it just makes just using the Apple Pencil so much better. So I'll leave a link in the video description if you're interested in this accessory, especially if you're buying a new iPad Pro. And if you use my link, it also helps the channel out as well. And finally, reason number 5, this thing is of course equally capable compared to the 12.9-inch, even with its bigger display because it has the same M1 chip. And let me tell you, and I know I've said this before, the M1 chip powers my entire creative process, albeit in an iMac 24 now and previously a MacBook Pro, which I still use and have. But yeah, I mean, I edit multiple streams of 4K video, slow motion in 4K, I render 30-minute plus videos, all in good time. So the fact that this processor is in here, the 11-inch, is just crazy. You can also get it equipped up to 16 gigs of RAM, which is just mind-blowing, and it makes me think that Apple has a brighter, better future for iPad. Of course, there's sort of like this theory about the Mac and the iPad becoming one device, but at the very least, I think pretty soon we should expect some software updates that will make this device more pro. Maybe it will be the implementation of Final Cut Pro. That would be so great. Or better yet, maybe when you plug in your display into a monitor with the Thunderbolt port, which is way better than the USB-C port on previous models, maybe you can have sort of an extended desktop instead of it just being mirrored. Who knows? But what I'm saying is, if that's possible, it doesn't really matter what size iPad you have. It just matters what kind of guts you have in it, and this has the same chip and the same RAM capacity and storage capacity as its bigger, brighter, and more expensive brother, like I said at the beginning of this video. And that about wraps things up here, actually. And I want to give two more shout outs. First and foremost to Canoopsy. Once again, he made this amazing wallpaper back here. He also made this wallpaper for iPad and also on Mac. I'll show you it right quick. It's really nice. He's worked incredibly hard on a site called canoopsy.media. And if you're interested in seeing or buying some of his wallpapers, I'll leave a link in the video description. And I actually have an exclusive promo code that gives you 10% off on your next purchase on his site. It's wow. What an amazing day. I'm not kidding. That's what it is. So if you want to use it, go ahead and do that. And I also want to introduce you to a new fantastic AirTags accessory from a company called Follow Paw. And you can imagine what these are. These are dog collars made out of really high quality vegan cork leather. And the best part is there is a little compartment on here for an AirTag, which slips right in. This is a pre-production model, so they look a little bit different. Apparently they're more ergonomic for your dog. But yeah, here they are. The clasp is really crisp. It's the best clasp, or like whatever this thing is. It's the best one I've ever used. So yeah, it's a fantastic collar. Leave a link to that as well. So you can track your dog with the Find My network and give them a really high quality collar as well. I don't have a dog. I hope they make cat accessories, but I just had to share these. I know the owner, he's a super cool guy. He's also worked really hard on this. So go at least see what this is about. So yeah. That about wraps things up here. I hope this video was helpful. I'd appreciate it if you leave a like, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and of course subscribe for more content like this. I am postponing my iPad Pro full review till tomorrow or maybe Tuesday or Wednesday because I need to sleep. Like, I need to go to sleep. I need to regain some semblance of a normal life here after this iPad Pro week that we've had. I actually call that iPad Pro Hell Week in my scheduling and planning, so I'm glad that it's finally over, or for the most part over. So other than that, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.